Alright guys, what's going on, and welcome back to Channel Anderson, and welcome back to the C55 from Mars. Yes, our 2005 Mars Red C55 AMG. Here in the garage, we are in the middle of an unexpected project, but not a bad one. It's okay. We are repairing the corrosion we found in the battery tray. And apologies now because I just got into it and didn't really cover the beginning of the process, but pretty straightforward. I mean, I coated the whole thing in this rusty metal primer, but really there was only, this area was kind of bad. There was a few spots over in this area and then this area as well. So I just kind of smoothed everything out as best I could, made sure there was no like flaky stuff or anything big chunks, and there really wasn't at all. Even on the worst area, this spot right here, it was not like flaky at all. It was just, surface level corrosion, nothing crazy. So that is all coated. It's dried for a little over 2 days now, and it's ready for our red paint. So if you guys watched the reveal episode, we found this Rust-Oleum gloss sunrise red, and it's pretty close, to be honest. I'm very curious what it's actually going to look like, but definitely passable for down there in an area where nobody's ever going to see. I got a spray can of that as well to do our hood eventually once we get this thing outside, and I can blast that off and clean it off, get it ready. But yeah, just taking care of business on this. I ordered a bunch of like sealing stuff for this motor. I have valve cover gaskets, I have the oil cooler and filter gaskets. I'll be redoing the intake manifold most likely. I got throttle body gaskets. So yeah, a lot of stuff that will take place once we get things sorted out, but we got a long way to go before we even get there. In this episode, I have, like I said, that going on. Have a battery tray ordered from Mercedes-Benz Wholesale, so that is on the way here. Once I get here and this paint is all dried up, I will mock everything up or mount everything up and get the battery in there, and we can power the car for the first time. I have a brand new battery sitting around. I could power it right now, but there's just no real point. So I'm gonna get that powered up. Once we do that, I will jack the car up and, well, before that actually, I'm gonna jack the car up and start taking a look at the transmission, because that is the big mystery. If you guys saw the reveal, we don't know if the transmission is toast or not. It's said to be toast right now, so we got to try to prove otherwise or go with our alternate plan, which you guys saw in the community post. We had a vote on it: keep it 5G 5-speed 722.6, go manual with a 716, or go with a 7-speed 722.9. I think last time I checked the votes, everybody was saying 7-speed. Well, the most people were saying 7-speed. I'm not really set in stone on any decision yet as far as the transmission goes. It'll kind of just depend on what we find. It's hard to argue against a manual swap just because it's so easy. Like nothing crazy involved. I can get all the parts really easy. Some of them I already have. The keeping it 722.6 is also the really easy option, because those are a dime a dozen out of any other 500 car. The 722.9 is not like crazy involved, but I will have to pull, a junkyard 7-speed and the shifter out of the same car, and then send the TCU, which is internal, with the valve body on the 722.9s. This is a little bit different than the 22.6s, where that's external, the transmission computer. So I would have to send the whole thing over to Josh with the shifter and I think the EIS and ECU. So it's definitely more involved for myself, and then more work for Josh too. He's down for whatever. So it's kind of just up to me. And honestly, I was talking to somebody else about this the other day, but if it wasn't raining out, it's been blasting rain all day and for literally the last 4 days. If it wasn't entering into our rainy season right now, I'd be much more inclined to go, be out in a junkyard, pulling a transmission, do all that stuff. But it's not summer anymore, and I'm literally and figuratively going to be getting it out of the mud if I do that. So We'll see what we decide, guys, but for now, one job at a time. I'm gonna get this red paint on here and I'll show you guys how good of a match it actually is. All right, you guys, got the paint revealed right here, and still it's pretty dang close. I mean, for a can of red paint, it's pretty close. They do have another color, I think it was called like gloss cardinal red, that looked like it could have been a little closer, but I couldn't find it in stores. It was only online, and for what I'm using it for, I wasn't that worried. I do plan on, they do sell some like Mars Red spray cans, so I do plan on picking some up because I may be trying to repair the bumper situations on my own, or at least like the spoiler. Otherwise, I might have some buddies that can do it for me, so we'll see. But yeah, decent match, good enough for the battery tray. Alright guys, so definitely not a perfect match, but it's good. It's gonna need a second coat. As you can still see, it's very dark in some areas. It actually looks better on camera than it does in real life. But the brown of the rusty metal primer definitely shows through. So I will do another coat after this and it'll be totally passable. Nobody's ever gonna notice being down there. You'd hardly even see that area when the battery's actually in. So my plan is another coat of that. Once that is all dried, it's gonna take a good 24 hours to dry, and then after that I am going to basically spray all the areas as well as the underside of the battery tray with this stuff. This has been a godsend for all the cars in protecting from corrosion. It's a CRC product right there, marine grade, heavy duty corrosion inhibitor. I used that on the MO63, like the whole underside. I've used it on the MO55, the whole underside, and it just, yeah, it's fantastic. It does not come off. You literally have to like douse it with brake clean and degreaser to try to get it to come off. So make sure an area is clean and it's what you want to do before putting it on. But yeah, fantastic stuff. So I'm going to do that, and that combined with what we've done already, it's never going to have a corrosion problem again. So good to be at this point. And now we can start putting some attention elsewhere. Alright you guys, next night, got some progress to show you guys. So after drying for a whole 24 hours, our red paint is nice. It feels great down here. Everything has adhered really nicely. It already felt great even with just the rusty metal primer. But this is one coat in with the red. I'm tempted, to be honest, to just leave it and move forward because we got our brand new battery tray from MB Wholesale. I will link part numbers down below or pop them up on screen. But for example, guys, these assemblies, if you buy them on eBay used, they're like 50, 60 bucks, and most of them are corroded a little bit. This is $60 brand new from MB Wholesale. So I have been ordering through mbpartsource.com. They're out of Laredo, Texas, and they've been one of the best out of all the wholesalers that I've dealt with. Really fast shipping times and really good pricing. So yeah, happy to do this. I am going to end up coating the bottom of this with that CRC rust inhibitor spray, and then I'm also going to spray it down here as well, which is why I'm kind of like, I don't know, should I wait another 24 hours, put another coat on this, or should I just move ahead onward? I don't know. I guess it doesn't take much to just put another coat on it. It's just time, because I gotta wait till tomorrow night to finish it. But it's Friday night. I probably won't put this video out till Monday anyway, so I guess I'll just do it. I gotta be patient and wait another day before I'll put the battery tray back in. I have all the hardware for it still over here. Let me turn the lights on. And yes, I heard a lot of you guys, you would like to see this thing on the C55. We'll see, all right? No guarantees, but where did I put that thing? Okay, here we go. So hardware, I have the two bolts that bolt into the chassis. Missing one, obviously, because I had to get drilled out. So I'm still deciding. I might end up having to put a nutsert there, or maybe tapping that existing hole. I should have another one of these bolts laying around because I didn't end up reusing them for the CLK trunk mount situation. And then these nuts I'll be able to reuse. Just clean these off and WD-4 them, should be good. So those can stay with the new tray. What else? Alright guys, I think I'm making a game time decision on this. I think it's good enough to go. We're going to move forward. We got so much other stuff to start focusing on with this build that let's just get this done. It's good enough. It's pretty enough. Nobody is ever going to look down here. The biggest thing is corrosion is stopped, it is prevented, it is covered, and it's not going to be anything anymore. So what I'm going to do now is spray in my CRC rust inhibitor. I drilled out this hole a little bit more and found a bolt that is fitting for the last bit of threads that are down there. I found new hardware to use with our nuts here, so I don't need to use the old stuff. Here's the bolt that I found that is going to work for this location on here. And then we have our stock bolts that we will use that connect to the firewall. I'm gonna go ahead, like I said, and get this applied to both the bottom side of the tray as well as any nooks and crannies that are stuck down here. So like that hole specifically, I'm gonna coat that whole thing. I am not putting the little grommet back in there at all. I will put the drain vent tube back in there, which is right here. I'll clean that up, get that reinstalled, but besides that, we don't need to worry about any of it. I'm just gonna coat this in here, make it look, make it sealed with one final top coat, even though it's already good the way it is. We'll just put it 110% sure. So let me do that and I'll catch you guys in a second. All right, you guys, rust inhibitor has been applied. It's basically like a clear yellow waxy coating. You're supposed to let it dry for about 12 hours before you get it wet. Obviously this area is not going to be seen in water anytime soon, so we're good. And like I said, I'm going to douse the bottom of the tray in this as well, just for, why not, another layer of protection. But yeah, I think we're pretty good right there for a finished product. Could have done a second coat, yes, but guys, this isn't a show car, and this already looks fantastic, especially compared to what it was before. So we are good, it is sealed, and we are moving on. All right, you guys, battery tray is in. All these wires on here, they did have, you know, like the plastic sheathing before, but honestly, they don't like rub or anything like that, and there's no like, what's it called, sharp edges for them to hit on anyways. So not worried about them. They still got plenty of wiggle room. And yeah, I'm not going to be bothered by sitting under this little frame. So I'm going to go ahead and put the battery on here. This is crazy. Might be able to power it up. Oh, come on. Oh, oh, yeah. Jesus Christ. In the world. Ridiculous. Whew. I should have left all this over here. It's fighting me. And this cable was also fighting me. Alright, well. She's in. Alright, you guys, and just unclogged our little drain. This thing literally weighs nothing. It weighed like 2 pounds before it just cleared out. There was whole ass acorns in here, probably like 8 of them just lodged in, that have been here so long that they disintegrated. I was basically whacking it on the ground and vacuuming at the same time, and yeah, now it's all clear, but dang, the thing was packed full. No wonder the thing got a bunch of corrosion down there. Alright guys, after a little bit of fighting, mostly with the freaking drain over here, I don't know how, but this tube is probably shrunken a bit over time, and then combined with this windshield piece is not all the way set down, and I want to be really careful with that. I want to clean it out before I even try to press down, because I'm pretty sure that is how I cracked the windshield on the CLK. There's probably some tiny rocks or little debris inside a little channel. You clip it down, and when those get pressed up against the bottom slab of the glass, it will crack. So I'm not even gonna try to push down. Don't care about that right now. But we have it all tied down, nice and secure. We have a key. Let's put power to this thing, see what happens. All right, guys, the battery is on. See if we got, yeah, we got trunk light. I'm gonna close that actually, otherwise just be draining the battery for nothing. Oh, look at that. Do we got key? No, we don't got key. Weird. Okay, let's see. Oh, we got mileage. Let's see. 133,000 miles. Let's see what happens if this thing goes in the ignition. Alright, well. Oh, why is the key not removing? Oh, because it's not in park. There we go. 2 messages. Turn signal and coolant check. Okay. This thing won't. Huh. Okay, so our key's not working to unlock and lock the car. That is weird. I wonder if things need to be reset or something. Strange. Our key's responding. Interesting. I did switch a key fob, like you guys saw, but if it's responding right there with the red light and it's working in the ignition, I don't think there's an issue with this. Weird. Oh, we got... What is going on here? We got one light stuck on. Oh, there goes the locks. So does it think that it's... Oh, okay, there we go. So, oh, I wonder if it's... So if you guys, sorry, you didn't see that. I wonder if it's the RFD cover right here on this aftermarket key is too, like non-transparent, or it could have been dirty. I'm trying to wipe it off. Oh, this is dirty. Nope. Okay, well that works at least. Does this light go off now? No, that light is stuck on. Why are you stuck on? What? Let me check this out, guys. You guys, am I having a noob moment right now? Is the turn stock on? No, it's not. What in the world? Yeah, I don't know why that back right is literally stuck on. Well, I'm gonna unplug that brake light for the time being because I don't want a random battery drain. And who knows, maybe the car just needs to be powered up. Let's see if our headlights come on. Okay, headlights on. Windows. Okay. Okay, those are working. Got one under here too. All right. Let's test out our turn signals. I think something's going on with that, guys, because you heard the fast blink right there. Oh, we got high beams on. Interesting. Alright, there's regular headlights. Let's see if our fog lights work. Oh yeah. You guys know how hard these are to come by nowadays. Definitely gonna refinish those. They're deleted on my car. I won't be deleting them on this car. But alright, well, kind of a win. A weird back right brake lamp situation, but overall, not bad. Fuel pumps kicked on, that was great. And overall, we're good. So let's continue. Alright, who knows about this cool function, by the way? Alright, all of our windows work. Sick. Okay, well, I'll have to look into this. I'm guessing maybe the RFD little infrared thing on here is too dense on this aftermarket key, and it's just not allowing it to work from far away. So that's why it basically has to be right up against it. But at least it's working. One mystery solved. And we'll have to figure out what's going on with that back brake. I need to dive into a bunch of stuff, which will take place this weekend. It's Thursday night, like I said. You guys are going to see this on Monday. So, over the next few days, probably going to change oil, look at what is in the transmission, see what's underneath the car, and see if it was a line that burst, if it looks like there's a hole in the transmission, what is going on. And then we can see if we can do a test fire on it without, risking any damage to anything. So we'll see. I can inspect through the little inspection window, see what the torque converter is looking like. Yeah, I don't want to even try to start it, do anything like that. So I'm honestly going to just take power off of it right now and leave that there for the time being. So yeah, that's awesome though. We got a powerable car. Our battery tray area is all spick and span now. Alright boys, we back with the little Mars Red C55. It's time. I gotta get this thing off the ground and see what the heck is going on underneath. Find out what's going on with our transmission. I got a few little jobs I'm gonna take care of though. I don't know how these always get freaking lost. Well, I do know how, because it almost happened to mine too. The little plastic clips on the little mesh star that they put on these end up snapping off. You can see some of them still in there, and they go missing. I found that the wheel center caps, like so, just happen to have one sitting right here, are a pretty good match. So something I could try. But otherwise, I think there's a direct one, actually a better one that fits even better than that, because these ones don't fit perfectly over. They can fit in the center of it, but they don't fit to cover up all those little holes in it. So I don't know. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know about that. That always bugs me about the C55 engine covers and all the covers that came with that little star in the front when it goes missing. But anyways, what did I get for this car? I found some engine air filters, like the washable mesh ones. I'm going to get those ordered up. I have a bunch of stuff to serve in this transmission. I even have a spare conductor plate sitting up there in that purple wrapper that was kind of being saved for the M155, but no big deal. It could be used for either one of these two things, to be honest. So I have everything to service the transmission if we get to the point where we think that it's in good shape and we're going to try to service it and get it to work again. So whatever that spells, we don't know yet, but first step is just getting it off the ground and seeing what is under there. Before I do that, I'm going to go ahead, pop the engine airbox off, and see if there's any fluid or what fluid is in the transmission right now. Alright, first time we're popping this thing off. It's been a while since I took off. Oh, that shouldn't have come out with that, but it's been a while since I took off a stock airbox C55. That's weird. Mine never used to come off like that, but anyways, who cares? And I'm kind of happy actually, because I never thought I would have a stock airbox again. I sold mine to Matthew Quick. You guys know him, Quick Classics. He does all the cool like M113K, M113 swaps into older chassis. He really needed it. He was in a pinch for a special build that they have, and I was like, all right, I'll let it go. He threw me a good price for it, and I was like, all right, I need to help you out, and you give me a good deal on it, so I mean a good price for it, so what's its use just sitting on a shelf with me? But anyways, that said, it's cool to have stock airbox again. Let me bring you guys in, show you what I see. All right, dirtiness for sure. Look at that, got corrosion on our breather covers. This is why, guys, I tell you, take these off and coat them in something, paint, freaking grease, I don't know, no, don't do grease, but paint them with something that you have, something high heat capable, because this is going to happen to every single one of these if you don't coat them and take care of them. This car, like I told you guys, this is in Texas, but any car is going to experience this. Doesn't matter how dry, whatever climate you're in. All of this magnesium, aluminum, look at that, split on the intake manifold. And luckily these are thick enough where that's not going to go through, but that needs to be taken care of. Otherwise it could. And especially on something like this is thinner metal. That needs to be taken care of. We got a whole lot to sort out. This thing's dusty, which, okay, no problem. But yeah, we'll have a lot to basically make this thing look pretty. This is going to be a dramatic engine bay overhaul. It's possible even I can ask Nuke. They might be willing to send out another set of fuel rails so we could really make this thing get spiffy. But yeah, it's okay. It's stock, bare bones, but it's a good recipe for a big come up. So let me go ahead. Stock transmission fluid line is right here. Let me go ahead and pop that off. These are actually in good shape. That's rare. They are not rock hard. This one even is not that bad, so that's pretty good. Somebody did the PCV lines. There's our cap. Let me go ahead and get our little dipstick, or super long transmission dipstick actually. You guys have never seen this. This is the tool to measure 722.6. Part number for you is 380238624. So yeah, it's a Mercedes part. And the bottom looks like that. Alright, well let's measure and see what we get, if anything. And I'm going to grab my light real quick. Light and a white rag so we can see if there is any fluid, what it looks like. Alright. Down she goes. And you'll feel it bottom out once you're there. I'm so curious if there's going to be anything on this. Oh, no. Oh, that ain't good. I can tell you that. There was not hardly anything on it, and what was on there looked like material, not fluid. Let's try that again. Okay, well, not much. I mean, no fluid for sure. But we kind of know that. That aligns with our story here. So, next thing to do, I need to know what is the reason all that fluid is underneath. Did our cooler line pop at a certain point back there? Or are we going to find a hole in the bell housing or something? Like, what's going on? So, let's see what's underneath. Alright guys, something interesting. What the hell is G-Force Performance? Something wired in to somewhere. What in the world is that? I'm gonna have to look that up right now, but what the heck is that? It's spliced into the harness, it looks like. What? Is this some old school tuning technology? This is not even like, this is like a piggyback ECU or something? So it's just hooked onto the fuel line right there. What the hell is that? Guys, G-Force Performance chip. Look at this. Prosecutors say G-Force Performance chip is a scam. They basically go on to say the creator made $15 million off of selling 300,000 of these things for $70 a pop. And when you open them up, there's nothing inside of them except for like a resistor and a board that does nothing. Sheesh. Well, that's not staying on there. This is literally comical, guys. Whoever did this is a no-no. It's wired into the MAF plug. This whole product, oh my god. G-Force. What the hell? Where is that thing? Where did I throw it? No, it's still sitting back here. What the hell kind of sham is this, dude? How did they get away with this? Oh my god, man. Silly. Alright, you guys, well, one issue solved. Got that all patched up. And just sprayed this off with a bunch of electronics cleaner. I'll dive in a little deeper later, but for now, I think it's time we move on underneath. Alright, you guys, well, hope the camera doesn't die. If it does, I'll try to get my iPhone in here. Just took off the belly pans and taking a look at the initial carnage here. A lot of fluid everywhere. It's hard to really see where it's coming from right now. Let me get you guys what views I do have. Alright, so a transmission pan is all there. I don't see any holes in the pan. Oh yeah. The plug looks dry, actually surprising. Lines. Metal spots are not busted open. Spiderwebs on my face. Some of this looks like engine oil, to be honest, but it's hard to tell. It looks like oil by the dipstick for the transmission. Ah, man, spiderwebs. What I want to see is if this line, or either one of the lines for the transmission, went pop somewhere, but I'm not seeing that as of now. But this thing is definitely coated in oil. Somebody was definitely in here. Got the peak hole cover undone. Sorry guys, you're in all kind of a weird view right now, but I need to try to follow these lines and see what I get. But so far, I mean, because most of the, like those are the trans lines right there, those two lines. Most of the transmission line is metal. There's only these front two sections and maybe another section somewhere in there that's rubber. You can see up here the engine is absolutely coated in oil. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. So let me keep exploring and see what I find, guys, because I'm under tight squeeze and I don't know if your guys' view is helpful at all right now, so let me see what I got going. So guys, kind of insane. The fluid trail is literally all the way back on the exhaust. And yeah, I can't tell, guys, like what failed on the transmission. Like, there's no, I don't know. I mean, something obviously went wrong, but I don't know. Where does the transmission just puke all of its fluid out if it dies? I mean, normally it would, I guess, come out wherever it can, but this is very strange, guys. And I don't really know what I'm looking at, to be honest. And probably neither do you guys, because I'm sandwiched in the car because it's not very high off the ground, and you guys are probably not getting a very good look at things. Oh, but this does confirm, based on the number here, the CLK has the stock trans in it still, because this is the exact same part number as that one. Pretty sure. So, anyways. Odd. Well, that said, guys, I must tell you right now, even though I know you guys voted for the 7-speed 722.9 the most, after driving my C55 the other day, the manual swap C55, it's going to be very, very hard to sway me away from manual swapping this car. Simplicity's sake, and most importantly, driving sake. That car is incredible. This car would be fantastic with a 6-speed manual. And as much as I want to do the 7-speed just to show you guys the process of it, I don't want to do something just for the sake of that only and then not have something that I'm happy with in the end. It has to be a balance between those, and I'm just not quite sure if it's worth doing all of that to do the 7-speed, because that would mean me pulling this transmission out, going to the junkyard, having to pull a 7-speed and a shifter assembly out of the same car, then bringing it back over here and doing it. It's going to be very hard. I know I want to do that for you guys, and I mean, even if I don't do the 7-speed swap, I'm going to make a dedicated video to what's involved with that with Josh, because it's not that complicated. I mean, the basics of it are, you need a 7-speed and a shifter from the same exact car. You have to send Josh the valve body of the 722.9, because 722.9s do not have an external TCU. It's inside of the valve body. The conductor plate and everything is inside of one thing. So you have to send that, the shifter, your EIS, and your ECU, I believe, to Josh. He programs them all together, makes it work. So that's the basics of it. So it's not like a mystery anymore. That was one of the big reasons why I wanted to do the 7-speed swap, is because it annoys me that people have done it and they don't share what they've done, because it's not that crazy, and anyone can do it, really. So yeah, that's it, guys. I'll catch you in the morning when we get the pan off and see exactly what we see inside. Probably not going to be pretty. Alright guys, welcome back. Next day, I got everything prepped to pull the oil pan off real quick from the transmission. I wanted to show you guys these real quick. Told you about these earlier in the video. They ended up showing up earlier than I thought they would. New air filters. So these seem like an absolute steal to me. I think they're 21 bucks a piece and look to be very, very nice quality. I think these might have been the same brand that I got for the M156. So these are a washable mesh filter. There's not a lot to these guys, so I mean, there's a bunch of companies you can get these from, to be honest. So if you can get something quality, just get something for the best price. And in this case, this is like half the price of the AEMs, I believe, and those are what I typically will run. But I'm going to give these a try, and they seem really, really nice quality. The moldings look great. Yeah, all of it looks really, really good quality. So I'll be throwing these later. We got a long time before these come into play, but saw them for a good deal, so I just snagged them. But I'm going to go ahead, get you guys set up on the tripod down there, and I will meet you on the underside. Phew. All right, guys. Well, it's a tight squeeze. My jack, I need to get like a 4x4 piece of wood or something, because my jack only wants to lift up so high. And yeah, we're in. This is our choice. What size are those? Okay. What are these? Okay, not T40, which means T30. All right. Sheesh, guys. Be one thing if I was just walking back and forth normal, but I'm going under the car every time. Okay. I'll get these all loose. Then we'll get our pan under here. You guys still recording, right? Good. So, some of you guys may be asking, why am I not doing the drain bolt? Well, it looked like the thing was bone dry, so I don't see the point of that. And even if it's not, it's okay. We'll just catch whatever in the pan over here. Alright. And I'm going to go ahead and, if I can, aerobic moves. I'm going to put that on that side and start to bring that side down first. Oh yeah, that one holds the plate. I remember that. Okay. This thing's pretty stuck on here. Which kind of makes sense. You know what I'm forgetting, guys? I'm forgetting that some of these never realized that Mercedes saying that the fluid in here was lifetime was not true. And you would be surprised how many failures of 722.6s probably happened just because people never change a fluid in them. Some of them hold together forever even with that fact, but they'd be a lot better off if they did get the fluid changed. All right, did I get all my bolts? What's going on here? This thing is stuck. Might need a screwdriver. Oh my God. What am I missing here? Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah. Almost on my head. Okay. That doesn't look that bad. It doesn't feel great on my... Alright, let's see how I can maneuver this. I'm stuck, guys. Stuck between transmission fluid and a car. Alright, that should be okay. That's another reason I didn't take the bolt off of the drain, because I didn't know what was in there. Might be easier just to set it down. Alright, I'm gonna catch you guys on the other side. I'll grab a towel, clean this up. It's dripping right on my Milwaukee. Alright, hold on. Alright. Might as well pull the filter out as well. Ooh. That is dry. I've never seen a filter not spit fluid out from the top. But okay, leave it there. Alright guys, well, here's our pan. Fluid's definitely nasty, but let me get our magnet out of here. I believe. Oh man. Oh. Yeah, that ain't great. It's definitely not great. Ooh. Okay, I mean, no, it's not great, but it's also not terrible. This rest is, I mean, it's not like all covered down here. That was from my finger. Alright, well, let's drain this out, see what the magnet looks like, and we can put a magnet one, I guess, on the fluid. Alright guys, last bit of fluid going out. It's not that crazy, to be honest. Oh, no, it's really not. But that'll depend on what we see at the bottom here. The magnet is bad. Okay. I don't know, guys. It's not like... Never mind. It's pretty glittery. Oh yeah, it's very glittery. But again, how much of that is from the magnet? And how much of that was still in the fluid? And how the heck can I pick this thing up? There we go. Alright, yeah, the magnet is nasty. So, yeah. But, again, I don't know. I've definitely never had a magnet look like that on any of them that I've pulled. I've had a little bit of material, maybe, but nothing like this. But again, all of it is solid. Or I mean, sorry, all of it is not solid. I haven't found any chunks. So I'm kind of stumped, to be honest. Alright guys, so let me try to show you, see if I can get you a shot with the light. There's definitely some sparkles in here, as well as all of the composite that was left on the magnet, or clutch material, I mean. That was on the magnet, and this fluid is old and nasty. I probably would bet that this is the original fluid. I'm getting crap in here, so these chunks that you guys see like this right here is, I just dropped it in there. It's a leaf. I did not find any chunks. There's a little nick in the pan right there, but not anything. Again, leaf bit that I just dropped in. Leaf bit that I just dropped in. Another leaf bit I dropped in. But yeah, there's no like chunks. It's just very dirty, somewhat glittery, nasty fluid. But honestly, if somebody showed me this and their transmission hadn't failed, I would be like, alright, the thing's been taking some abuse, but I wouldn't say that it was dead. I would say, okay, let's clean the crap out of it and fill it back up and see what happens. So, in this case, will we be able to do that? I don't know, but I think it is best we pull the valve body and inspect there, because regardless, if we were going to attempt that, which I do have a spare conductor plate, if we were going to attempt that, I would want to do the conductor plate as well, or at least take it off to clean everything, because speed sensor, all of that type of stuff, if there was this much clutch material, it would clog up any of that stuff. So what do we do, guys? Don't know. Alright, you guys, I've prepared a clean little area for us. We're going to go ahead and drop the valve body. You guys may be asking, why the heck am I doing this right now? Based off what everything just looked like, but might as well. I mean, even if I'm going to pull the transmission valve body out, make it a little bit lighter, just throw the pan back on without the valve body. Still usable components for people out there from the valve body. This most likely has blue top solenoids, which are a desired thing for a 722.6 upgrade. So regardless, I think that it's a good practice just to pull it out. Not practice as in practice to do it. I've done it a few times, but just practice to see what's in there and, order of operations. So I'm going to get that out. I'll put you guys in the same spot. Sorry you guys can't see much. This is how much space I'm working with. I'm like a foot off the ground, if that. So I'm going to get that out. It's like 8 or 9 T30 bolts or T30 Torx heads. And then you can take off the shift arm, which is another 2 T30s. So I'm going to do that, make it easier. And yeah, that's about it. So I'll put you guys down there. Oh, and the pilot bushing for the conductor plate connector is a 7mm bolt, tiny one inside of there. So I got my tiny little 1/4 inch to do that. So do that first, and then I will move on with the valve body. Okay, I'm gonna get that pilot bushing out of there first. And it's a retained bolt too, by the way, so you guys can see me, but it's a retained bolt, so it's not going to come out. You just got to have it all the way loose. So I'm doing a few extra spins just to make sure I got it all the way loose. So it's hard to tell, but I think we're probably good. And then this thing may fight you a little bit. Hopefully not, but there we go. Okay. There is our pilot bushing conductor plug. And it's basically a screw bolt, and then inside, you guys can barely see that, but there you go, screw bolt, 7mm head. So, bring that light over here a little bit, but yeah, that's out of the way. So nothing else is holding it besides our bolts, and again, that is for connecting to the conductor plate. So you have to take that out before you drop the valve body down. Otherwise, you're going to hear some plastic crackling of your conductor plate breaking. So let's go ahead and start zipping all these down. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up in the front, 1, 2, 3, 4 in the back, and then the 2 for the shift arm. And oh, actually 1 for the shift arm, maybe. Unless, I don't think that's a... Gosh, man, this fluid is making it really hard to tell. Okay, that's not an Allen head bolt. I think that thing just slides down. But we'll see. Let's get all the rest of these out. I'm just going to crack all these loose. There is a tool I was just watching. My buddy Danny on FCP Euro. This is a pressure port right here, I guess. Or no, sorry. This is the pressure port you can use. There's a CTA tool, and then you bolt it down using this bolt right next to the pressure port. And that can like exhaust all the fluid that's left over. So if I was really hopeful about saving this transmission, I would probably do that. Pressurize this, have all the fluid get out, try to get all the contaminants out of the valve body I could. But with how crazy what we just saw was, I'm not quite there yet with being concerned about that. So we're just gonna crack all these loose, and then I'll zip them all out of here. And true story, actually Mike and I, back in the day when we were changing, it was actually one of the first jobs I did on my C55, which was before I had the YouTube channel. But oh man, that one was snug. What was I gonna say? Yeah, one of the first jobs I did was doing the valve body and doing the conductor plate rather, because the car was starting to do some weird stuff. It never left me stranded fully, but there was one night I was leaving college and it like didn't want to shift, didn't want to get out of gear, went into fail mode and or limp home mode rather. So I decided to just park it at the college, leave it be. And then I went back for it the next day, and I was like, oh, I might as well just try to drive it to my parents' house, otherwise I'm going to have to tow it. So I did so, and actually it made it just fine. So never officially left me stranded. And actually, come to think of it, it's never really left me stranded besides some tires being popped, but... Hello.
Yo.
What's up? I'm talking to the camera.
Oh, I know. I was kind of
You're good. So yeah, but that was my prior experience with this. So when we were doing that, one of the bolts actually snapped off, and it became a whole ordeal of us drilling out one of the bolts, and it was nerve-wracking because I was brand new to these things, so it wasn't fun. But anyways, I think we got all these cracked. Let's get the shifter one off. Interesting. Hurt anything to leave it on, but it's kind of weird though. Okay, I think all these are loose. Alright. And realistically, guys, I should be putting these in bolt collector pan, but pretty sure they're all the same size besides that one that's holding the shifter, if I remember correctly. Alright, I'll keep one of those on. So whatever you decide to do with the shifter, by the way, just make sure it's aligned back in the same spot when you go to put it back in the car. So that's at the first prong right now, which, again, guys, I don't know if any of this matters right now in this particular car's fate, but regardless. Alright, this thing's gonna start dropping down. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. There she goes. Dripping transmission fluid on me. Yeah. Hey Darren.
Yo.
Are you free?
Yeah.
Can you here?
Oh.
No, you should be good actually. I got it on here.
You want me to?
I was gonna say drag it out. It's okay.
I got you. I can still drag it out.
Just leave it. No, because I don't want to scratch the bottom of it. Don't worry about
okay.
it. I'll come grab it from that side. It's super oily. Otherwise, I'd tell you to grab it.
Okay.
Don't worry, dude. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh yeah. You're good. Yeah.
There's a bottom of stuff there.
No, I'm good. I'm done down here.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Thank you. Whew. All right, guys. Well, there it is. Wipe my hands off real quick. Probably put some gloves on as well. All right, you guys. Well, here it is. I could just wipe away that part. You guys can see there's pretty much every orifice. Like that's not a cutout right there. That is, debris. So every orifice that the transmission can feed into this thing, there is clutch material. And I can't remember now. It's been so long that I don't remember what mine looked like when I first took it out my C55, but I'm gonna probably guess it didn't look like this as far as clutch material being everywhere. And we have brown tops. Yeah, those are brown tops. So nothing crazy special, but I don't know. This is a necessary part of the game, at least, so we can see what's going on here. We can always pressurize this thing outside of the car. Maybe. No, we can't actually now because it's not sealed. This won't do anything, but I don't know, guys. I don't know. So, guys, I guess what I'm going to say now is we're going to wrap it up here. You guys let me know what I should do. I mean, if I could find where all the fluid escaped from, or like know further what the heck happened, how did the fluid all just get out, I would be more inclined to start digging in and trying to let's resurrect this thing, let's flush it all out, let's make it good. But with the fluid just being everywhere, I was totally expecting, oh, it burst a line, it did something, but I can't see any lines damaged. I don't see any damage to the bell housing, to any part of the transmission. Like, I don't understand what failed on this transmission to make it just spew fluid out everywhere. I don't even know where it came out. Did it shoot out of the dipstick? Like, where did all the fluid come out of, and how did it fail? And because of that, I'm not inclined to start diving in with, you know, replacing the valve body and doing the conductor plate and all that stuff. I mean, I can. It's simple. It's already out. It's an easy job. But it's just, I don't want to throw parts at something that is, what we're seeing, probably a goner as far as the transmission goes. So you guys chime in, please. We saw a bunch of weird things on this car in this video, so let me know what you guys think. I still love it. It's a fantastic platform base to do whatever we want to, but yeah, there's some unsightly things for sure, and definitely a little bit of, like, I don't know, just upkeep that's been passed by or whatever else in the car's history. So history is a mystery, somewhat. We know a little bit, but not everything. And you know, like, Rain, previous owner, was transparent with everything that he experienced with the car, but he's not like a mechanic. He's not a DIYer big by any means, from his own interpretation to me. So he's giving me everything he could, like describing what happened exactly, all that stuff, but he doesn't know what failed, and all he was told by his mechanics was the transmission was done for. So I don't know what they did to test it. I can definitely see they were looking through the peak hole cover, probably trying to spin the flywheel or torque converter, I don't know, doing something to test something, but I can't get a read for what exactly happened, and where all that fluid would have come out from. That's like the biggest question mark for me, is where the heck did the fluid come out of, and how did it get all of the car if it didn't escape from any of the common places and there's no holes in the transmission. I don't know, that part is stumping me a bit. So we're gonna leave it there, and I will catch you guys on the next one. I will try to get a bunch of little things done so we can have a good amount for the next episode. Definitely got to do valve covers, take care of that corrosion on there. I'm gonna have to do a lot of sanding and grinding to get those back pretty, maybe even some epoxy required, and then epoxy coat them, get the new filters in, get the engine all freshened up. I got to check the spark plugs, oil change, and get that at least ready to fire up. We are gonna do something cool with this. It's gonna happen. It's just, we gotta decide what that is. And like I said earlier in the video, guys, the 7-speed is not really calling my name. I know you guys want to see it, but it's just, is it really that much better than the 5-speed? Shifting wise, yes, it's way faster, but is it better enough than that, and better enough than a manual to even go through all of the sweat to do it? Or should we just manual swap it? I'll leave it there. Let you guys decide with me. I'm deciding in the end, but you guys help me. So I gotta make it worthwhile for me, guys. I love you guys. I want to do what you guys are, you know, choosing, but at the same time, these are my cars. I gotta do things that I'm gonna end up being happy with, regardless if I plan to sell any of them or whatever. I have to do things that I'm gonna be happy with while I own them. So my heart is telling me manual swap still. I'm just being truthful with you guys, but I'll hear it out and see what happens. So catch you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day wherever you are, whatever time it is. Peace.